Good morning. We'll call the Board of Supervisors into session for Monday, June 13th. They're here in the boardroom. We'll begin with an opportunity for public comment. If anyone would like to address the Board of Supervisors, they may do so at this time. If you're here in the boardroom, you would go to the podium, state your name and address. And if you will move to the folks online if they wish to comment shortly. Good morning, Supervisor Pada.
Morning, Ann. Good morning, Jay.
Good morning.
See no one approaching the podium. Is there anyone in the virtual world?
There is nobody online wanting to comment.
We'll move on the agenda. There are no proclamations for this morning. So the first item we'll take action on is approval of the minutes. We have minutes of June 6th and June 8th.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as amended. I believe there's some spelling that Mary corrected on, I think it was June 6th.
I will second that motion.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Consent items, I think in our revised agenda, there are 2 items to approve in the consent items. Does anyone wish to make that motion?
I'll make a motion to approve consent items A and B.
I will second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. That motion also carries. Next on the agenda, there are no procurement proceedings. We will move to public hearings, and we do have 1 public hearing. First order would be to approve the proof of publication.
I'll make the motion to approve the proof of publication for the public hearing.
I will second that motion.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. That motion carries. Welcome our zoning administrator, Tammy Henry. Good morning.
Good morning. Okay, so the first case is 05-1722, Ronald Joseph Steger, A1 Agricultural to A2 Agricultural Residential. The applicants request to rezone from A1 Agricultural to A2 Agricultural Residential, 7.28 acres to allow them to sell the crop ground. This property is located 0.89 miles north of the city of Bankston along Bankston Road and is legally described as the northwest of the southwest and the northeast of the southwest, both in section 9, T89 North, R1W, Iowa Township, Dubuque County, Iowa. This property is owned by Ronald Joseph Steger. Zoning in the area includes A1 Agricultural to the north, the south, the east, and the west. A2 agricultural residential to the north, R1 rural residential to the northeast. The A2 agricultural to the north on zoning case number 08 of 20 of 15 was to allow for the construction of a new farm home. The R1 rural residential to the northeast on zoning case number 0206 of 95 was to allow for the construction of a single family home on the farm. There are no previous rezoning cases attached to this property, and there are no special use permits attached to this property. 6 letters were sent to the property owners, and the city of Bankston was notified. Comprehensive Plan, Chapter 9, Agricultural Natural Resources, page 134, Objective 3.1, and Chapter 8, Housing, page 122, Objective 12.7 may apply to this case. They are looking to sell this property off. They're going to keep the rest of the farmland, but they are selling off the structure in the zoned area that we're requesting here. And up there, I'll show you the platted area for the future, I should say.
Are there questions of Tammy?
Oh, and this was a 6-0 in favor with the zoning board.
Will this land be joined into another 40-acre?
Meaning, is there locked up land? Yes.
Right.
Yes. So
What I
this would
like
be.
to not have is another A2 request because someone wants to build another house.
Yeah, no, we have that condition placed on this that it will be locked up. And I believe we went to the west we picked out the west instead. We couldn't take both pieces. And I believe it was the west, if I'm not mistaken, that they're going to choose.
Do you know what the condition is? Are you putting the condition on?
Yeah, the condition is the traditional one that we do, that no other houses can be put on that 40 unless they would come back here and request a zoning at some point, or if the rules would change down the road, but it would lock up that 40 over to the west, and they would not be able to build any other houses on that 40.
Are there other questions of Tammy? A motion to open the public hearing?
Make a motion.
I will second Supervisor Pados' motion.
We are in motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
We are in public hearing. If there's anyone who wishes to speak about this rezoning request, you may do so at this time, going to the podium or on the virtual world. Indicate by raising your hand or making a comment in chat. Look as if we have anyone to speak online. I don't see anyone here in the board.
And this is Dave Schneider. I will speak to that rezoning.
Thank you, Dave. We hear you. Your
Gary.
view is a little warbled, so we'll go ahead.
Okay, we'll give this a try. We'll give this a try. Again, Dave Schneider, Schneider Land Surveying, 906 First Street North, Farley, Iowa. Actually working with Ron Stager, and it's actually kind of reversed. Ron is actually about 60 years old. He farms that ground and has farmed it. He is farming it this year. And he also drives truck for a living and looking to scale back. He is going to retain the acreage, continue to live there, and they're auctioning off the remainder of the farm ground is what they're doing. So all the farmland will south and north of North Bankston Road will be for sale. Actually, this week it's being auctioned off. So, yeah, and then yes, we do agree that the remainder of that 40 to the west of the house will have the condition on that no future homes will be unless there's rezoning or some other situation changes there.
That's my error. We do have those notes on that. Sorry about that. It's right in front of me, the picture that shows the land auction.
Thank you, Dave. Are there questions? Any other comments from public? Do the supervisors have questions of Mr. Schneider?
I have nothing.
There's nobody else on Zoom.
I will make a motion to close the public hearing.
I will second.
Motion a second to close public hearing. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, that motion carries. Back to the supervisors. Do we have any discussion amongst ourselves? Does anyone wish to, and I would entertain a motion if someone wishes to do that.
I'll make a motion to approve the rezoning.
I will second.
Motion is second to approve the rezoning. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Did you vote, Harley?
Yes, said I.
Very good.
I will
Thank
make
you.
a motion to suspend the requirement that this amendment be considered on and voted on for passage at 2 prior meetings.
I will second.
Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
I'll make a motion that the amendment be adopted and the zoning administrator be directed to enter the appropriate changes on the official zoning map and that the auditor be directed to arrange for the publication of the amendment and portion of the official zoning map as amended in the official county newspapers as required by law.
And I will second that.
Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, that motion carries. Thank you, Tammy.
Thank you.
Hey, Tammy.
Moving on the agenda, we do not have any plats to approve today, so we'll move to the action items. The board may approve, deny, or table any action item. The first is a resolution approving the hiring of deputies, assistants, and clerks.
I'll make a motion to approve the hiring of the list.
I will second that.
Motion is second to approve the resolution. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, that motion carries. Next is a resolution approving the allocation of project funds for the city of Cascade from the county's ARPA SLF RF allocation. Does anyone wish to make that motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the allocation of funds for the Cascade project from the ARP.
And I will second that.
Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, that motion carries. Next resolution approves the allocation of project funds for the city of Epworth from the county's ARPA SLF RF allocation.
I'll make a motion to approve the resolution for the city of Epworth.
I will second.
Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, that motion carries. Next resolution approves the allocation of project funds for the city of Farley from the county's ARPA SLFRF allocation.
I'll make a motion to approve the allocation of funds to the city of Farley.
I will second that.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And I will vote nay, so it's 2-1. Thank you, everyone. Next resolution is to approve the allocation of project funds for Four Mounds Foundation from the county's ARPA allocation.
I'll make a motion to approve the resolution for Four Mounds Foundation.
I will second.
Motion a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Next is a motion, the resolution is to approve the allocation of project funds for Steeple Square from the county's ARPA SLFRF allocation.
I'll make a motion to approve the resolution for Steeple Square.
I will second that.
Motion a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, that motion carries. Our next resolution is to approve the allocation of project funds for Sustainable Iowa Land Trust from the county's ARPA allocation.
I'll make a motion to approve the resolution for the Sustainable Iowa Land Trust.
And I will second that.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Next resolution, seeking approval of the allocation of project funds for the Dubuque Community YWCA from the county's ARPA allocation.
I'll make a motion to approve the resolution for the YMYWCA project.
I will second that.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'll vote nay. Thank you. The next is seeking approval of a fireworks permit for Tom Millenkamp out in Dyersville Commercial Club.
I'll make a motion to approve the fireworks permit.
I will second that motion.
Motion and a second to approve fireworks permit. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Next resolution is approving the Iowa Burn Justice Assistance Grant, the JAG Award.
I'll make a motion to approve the resolution for the JAG Award.
I will second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, that motion carries. Our final resolution is to amend the Tyler Technologies contract. This is a resolution before us, I believe, with choices. Nathan Gilmore is here from he's our IT director.
Good morning, supervisors.
Morning.
Tyler Technologies is the core primary ERP vendor that the county uses for a variety of things. It is the most important system that we run. We have been a customer with them for at least 20 plus years, at least, very, very long time. We generally in that time have always done 5-year contracts. That's been the model, predates me. The 1 year after we did the last 5-year contract, they did away with that business model. So now they do annuals with auto renews, or they do 5-year commitments, but not a fixed price. That's the distinction. Previously, 5-year contract, same price every year for 5 years. Now there will be a increase within a range if we do the 5-year contract. So there's 2 in front of you. The contracts themselves are the same. It's just, do we want to do a 1-year auto renew, and that's just the way it is forever, and there'll be a small increase every year, most likely. Or do we want to do a 5-year that has a maximum increase of 5 per year? That's the distinction between the 2. I would recommend we do the 5-year. We're not leaving Tyler anytime in the next 5 years. I do think that it's always reasonable to look and see what other ERPs are out there, but that would be a minimum 3 to 4 year project, even if we said go right now. So the 5-year would be safe.
Questions from the board?
I don't have any.
The auditor's office would also recommend the 5-year contract as well. And we do have, while it is good to look, we have no plans at all at this time to switch from Tyler.
I see we have the treasurer in our presence as well. There we go. Makes it unanimous. I will make a motion to approve the resolution for the 5-year contract with Tyler Technologies.
I will second that.
Just under discussion, I just want to clarify for myself, under the terms of the 5-year contract, the increase will never be greater than 5%. Is that correct?
That is correct. That
So
is,
that's a bit of a
it helps.
cap.
Yep.
Mhm. Any other questions then regarding that issue? Motion a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, that motion carries. Thank you, Nathan.
Thank you.
Moving on to communications, these would typically be received and filed. We have our first one, that is actually 2 manure management plans, both are renewals with no changes, as I recall.
I'll make the motion to receive and file the Newth Farms and Steve Holger manure management plans.
I will second that.
Motion a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, that motion carries. Next on the agenda are where we list the open vacancies. That is coming to us soon for us to make decisions on those open vacancies. We've received several applications from citizens, and some folks seeking reappointment to their current seat. So that will be coming up. No action needed by us. Personnel requisitions. The first is a motion seeking approval of a personnel requisition for a full-time county engineer. We do have a work session scheduled at the conclusion of this meeting. I have our personnel director here. We want a table for action. Then
That work session, closed session?
it is a closed
It is a
session.
closed session, yes.
I mean,
We could approve this. This is just for the, get the application process started, correct?
correct. That's what I understand it to be.
Right. I think we could move forward with this. We wouldn't have to table it. Because no matter what decision's made, the application process is still going to be opened up.
That would be my understanding as well.
I'd make the motion to approve the personnel requisition for the county engineer.
I will second that.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. The next is a motion approving the personnel requisition for a permanent full-time clerk for the county attorney's office. We've had an opening there.
I will make a motion to approve the clerk 4 position.
I will second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, that motion carries. That concludes the business that is on the formal agenda today. There are work sessions, of course, afterward, but they will be closed. There's one work session that's closed regarding a personnel matter. At this time, we'll end the meeting with opportunity for public comments. If anyone in the boardroom would like to approach the board and make any comment in public address at this time, now is the time to do so. Go to the podium and present your name and address. And just do that. Do not have anyone here in the boardroom? Anyone in the virtual world wish to address the board?
There is nobody wishing to address the board.
Good.
I will make a motion to recess for 5 minutes.
I will second.
Motion a second to recess for 5 minutes. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Perfect. We will be removing people from Zoom for the closed session. Harley, you can go on and stay on there, and we'll see everybody in about 5 minutes.
So for those in the boardroom, our next session is closed to the public. So thank you. We have green mics. Can you hear us, Harley?
I hear you now.
Right, very good. So everyone is out and we're closed. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct. We are secured and ready to roll, folks. Have at
So
it.
are we in public right now?
We are in public right now. You'll call for a closed session.
Very good. So we are going to enter into closed session if we have a motion pursuant to Iowa Code Section 21.5 sub I for the purpose of evaluating professional competency of an individual whose appointment, hiring, performance, or discharge is being considered when necessary to prevent needless and irreparable injury to that individual's reputation, and that individual requests a closed session. Do we have that motion?
I'll make the motion to go into closed session.
I will second that.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. We are now entering closed session, so we'll wait a moment and then we will begin our